check. All right, very good. Maybe if we just do little slips, it don't necessarily have to roll from on camera because there's a lot of Who can repeat back the direction Angelica just gave you? Abby, your hand was right up. Okay, very good. This one is here. We look again. Angelica does not know where to find the steak. You show your friendly steaks. Alright? Where are they? Chopped steak. Yes, there's also liver and onion if you are interested. No? Not for you?
It's hilarious.
So you say you would like pigs?
For team, I will give you an appetizer. If you would like shrimp on your appetizer, some of you may have never tried shrimp before. We can put that with yours. If not, that's okay too. Not everybody likes the fishy thing. Now we are like a family here at Angelica's, and we will share this plate in the middle of the table. We have 2 for each person, not 3, 2 apiece, okay? All right, we've got something for you. And I would like to ask you, would you like shrimp on yours? Yours you may have shrimp. There it is. Would you like shrimp? You want to try? Have you ever had shrimp before? Okay, so I'll do that for
It's kind of cool.
Is that very good for you? You put the How are we doing with the decimals here? Alright, I would like the liter only from each table, the liter, to get a laptop. And we will get the dashboard and double check our math and our addition. Alright. Right here. Okay, I like the way I'm seeing the camera around your neck and not just in your hands. It's good.
I tried to. Whenever you finish, you just push the white button.
All right, Chandler, how are you liking the gratitude journals?
I like them.
Do you feel like you're running out of ideas, or do you feel like it's easy to come up with?
I think it's easy to come up with a lot of ideas.
Okay, does it help you to think on the bright side? Okay, good. Well, we're going to look through your journal and kind of see, we've thumbed through it earlier. I'm just going to look at some basic things, like some writing checklist type ideas first, and then we'll go from there and see what you need to work on. Now, I've read through these. I want to see if there's something that you could point out that you feel like you're really good at, that you're strong in.
I usually don't forget to put commas or apostrophes and stuff.
Okay, you're doing a good job putting your comma between your day of the week and the month of the year, and then the date. So the 2 commas and the date. So let's put that on your strengths. Okay, is there something else? Or would you like me to tell you?
Like you to tell me.
Okay, you've got really good capitalization. I noticed that the day of the week is capitalized and the month of the year, the first word of each new sentence is capitalized. You're doing a nice job. You're capitalizing the pronoun I, so you're doing a great job with capitalization. Also, when you have proper nouns, I've noticed that you're capitalizing those too, so keep up the good work with your capitalization.
And I'm indenting.
Okay, yes, you're doing a nice job indenting. we'll write that on your strengths. And what I like too is you're indenting just the right amount of space. It's not too close to the pink line, and it's not way over. It's exactly 5 characters. Are you counting out 5 characters over? Very nicely done. Okay, it looks like there are a few times that you've forgotten to do that, but overall, most of the time you have remembered your indenting. So, okay, I think your margins look nice, but if occasionally you go over a little bit on the margins, so I'm going to put margins down. I've also noticed you have a good variety of topics. Do you know what that means? It means you write about different things. Okay, so you've got technology and concrete and your mom and your brother. That's very good. So I'd like to put that down, that you have a good variety of topics. The other thing I noticed, Chandler, is your spelling is really good. I've noticed that you must be using a dictionary to look up words that you're unsure of. So let me put spelling on there too. Okay, now is our time to work on target areas. And everyone has something to work on to get them to their next level. So let's go ahead and write target areas. And I want you to think if there's anything in particular you think that you could work on.
I need to remember my heading.
Okay, so putting the full date each time. So write out full date. Okay? You want to take a look at it? How about if we put proofreading? That'll catch the little things like remembering to indent each time, or dotting I's and crossing T's.
I'm sometimes putting too much spaces in between my words.
Okay, spacing of words. Okay, good. All right. I think on your margins, we want to try not to even go over by 1 letter if possible. And if so, then you'll just want to take that word and put it down on the next line. So let's go ahead and work on our margins. On the right hand side, your left hand side looks great. Okay, I also noticed you have really good reasons. You're giving good reasons. I'm going to put that back up on the strength. Okay, anything else that you see?
I forgot on this one to put sequence words.
Okay, you are doing a good job with your sequence words, so I'm going to go ahead and put that up there with the strengths. But one thing I'd like to give you to challenge you is I'd like for you to use different sequence words, like not always start with first. Maybe say first of all, or for starters, or to begin with. Maybe to change it up a little bit. Okay, so change sequence words. I think we could put on your strengths also the fact that you're good about putting your comma after your sequence word or your sequence phrase. Not everybody remembers that, so good job with the commas there too. So Chandler, do you have a favorite entry?
Probably. This is one of my first ones. Probably that one.
And which one is this?
The dad feeding them.
That's good. How did you feel about sharing that with the class? How do you like sharing journals on Fridays?
I like it. I'm not usually afraid to get up in front of the class.
Have you gotten some good ideas from your classmates?
Yeah.
And do you think that maybe because you know they're going to hear your entries that maybe you put a little bit more thought into what you're writing? Yes. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, Chandler, you are doing a wonderful job with your writing. You're doing a great job. You have some strengths. I'd like to see you keep doing that good job with your capitalization and your good comma placement and your date, and also with your sequence words. Your indenting looks great. Let's keep that up. We need to continue with those good reasons. That's really nice to see. Your margins are looking good on the left-hand side. We're working on the right. Your topics are great. Your spelling is fantastic. Love that you're seeing the sequence words in the target areas. We're going to work on writing out the full date each time, and that will help when you proofread. So as you proofread, you'll catch those little things the few times you've forgotten. We're going to work on the spacing of the words and the margins on the right hand side, and changing your sequence words a little bit, add some variety to that. So, do you think you could do that?
Yeah.
Okay, do you have any questions? Okay, I'm going to keep this at the front of your journal, so each time when you write, you can look back on this and you can make sure that you're continuing with the strengths and going into the target areas. And when I give you your grade, I'll look to see that you're continuing this and that I've seen some improvements there. One thing I want to point out is don't go back and make any changes if you forgot a comma or something. So at the end of the year we can go back and you'll have this entry written and we can go back and say, oh, look at how much you've improved from the beginning of the year, and we can see that good improvement. So just starting today, we'll start with the new ideas, okay? Thank you, Chandler. You did a great job. I'm going to have you pick out a Jolly Rancher, and I'm going to look through your journal. Now, I've read this earlier, but I'm going to thumb through and refresh my memory. Okay. You have some really good topics. You even added some pictures to go along with what you were writing. Okay. All right, Elisa. How are you liking the gratitude journal so far? How are you liking your gratitude journal so far?
I love it.
Okay. What we're going to do is write a list of all the things in your gratitude journals that you're doing really well so you can keep doing those. And then we're going to work on some areas, and everyone has areas to work on. So together we're going to come up with those. Are you ready to get started? Okay. We're going to...
Can I do that to mine?
What we're going to do is start with strengths, and I'll write these down for you, and then this will be yours to keep, okay? So what I'd like for you to do is you can tell me, or I can tell you, where you think you're really strong in writing in your journal.
I think that it's fun writing in the journals because then you gotta keep remembering what you want to write.
Okay. Okay. So you enjoy it? That's something you enjoy? That's a good thing. Let's write that. It's enjoyable. All right, can I give you some ideas? I think you have great margins. You're keeping all of your words within the right and left-hand margin. And what we're going to talk about is some of the things that we had on our writing checklist and see what you're doing from that. And so you have great margins. Let me write that down. You also have a really good variety of topics. Do you know what that means? A variety means you have lots of different ideas. You know, instead of writing about a different animal each day, you're writing about different things. You've got health